Magnets. How do they work? Is the most obvious joke I could come up with. Hey there, this episode of Some Gadget Guy is brought to you by you. Yeah, you. All of the incredible people sharing content across social media and the amazing generosity of my patrons at patreon.com/SomeGadgetGuy. More info on those awesome nerds later in the video. Okay, the folks at Peak Design sent over a little care package to check out some mobile accessories. Peak Design is one of my favorite brands for photography equipment. I also have a video coming out soon on their everyday backpack. Spoiler, it's a great bag. Now, this video, not sponsored by Peak Design, but they did send me some gear, and if you like any of this gear, I will of course have some affiliate links down in the description below if there's anything you're considering shopping that does help support production on this channel. But when it comes to Peak Design, one of the things I haven't covered as consistently, their phone accessories are often my first purchases when I get new Pixels. From the Pixel 7 onwards, I felt it was personally important to buy and support manufacturers making good accessories for smartphones that sell in lower volumes than Apple or Samsung. Peak Design got on this train and made some of the absolute best cases you can find for the Pixels. Pixel 7, Pixel 8 Pro, and now my Pixel 9 Pro XL, all rocking Peak Design gear. We've seen an evolution in phone cases because of Apple's MagSafe that magnets are the go-to solution for phone accessories. I am not a fan of wireless charging. I do not use it, but I do like that there are a bunch of fun things we can do now thanks to those MagSafe and Qi 2 magnets. Better still, Peak Design has their own Slim Link mount, which is a bit sturdier and does not interfere with MagSafe. Peak Design changed up their case line this year, but the trend has been pretty consistent. Like their camera gear, they assume if you're shopping their stuff, you're the kind of person who really goes out and uses the camera tech on your phone. Not just a casual snapshot here and there kind of person, but the mobile photog who's likely to jam their phone in the dirt to get a better angle on a flower shot. Now, we started with a rugged bumper frame running the edges of the phone, and it's pretty deep. You can see on the port side how much material there is. Good clearance around the USB-C, but we'll talk about that in just a bit. The backs of their cases have this nylon-like fabric feel. I mean, if you missed the old Pixel fabric cases, this is a better version of that vibe. From the Pixel 7 to the Pixel 8, Peak Design removed the plastic top cap and added more fabric above the camera bar. But on the Pixel 9, they've gone to a more textured rear cover. It's still fabric-y, it still has that feel, but with deeper grooves, and it's even a little easier to keep a grip on. It's a nice, chunky case with great durability that doesn't feel overly thick and chunky. And now if the phone gets wet or if it's cold and you're wearing gloves, I think it's easier to hold and use and shoot great images. Happily, after the Pixel 7, we started getting more color options. I went for red on my Pixel 8 Pro and green for the 9 Pro XL. Built around the back of the case, we have the magnets, but the Slim Link Square is a locking mount for other Peak Design accessories. Now, the first one I picked up was this phone mount designed for the Peak Design tripod. It's got these tall rails, which look a little silly at first, especially compared to other phone mounts that just kind of clamp onto the phone. But there's a reason for this. It's designed so that you can mount your phone in either landscape or portrait orientation. You just quickly pop it on, it stays locked in, and then you hit these switches right here when you want to remove it. I guess another video I should make at some point. Often the giveaway that you're shooting on a phone isn't the actual quality of the video, but how the camera is moving. You lock your phone down on a tripod, that eliminates an issue with phone video. I think it's always worth having a phone mount for a nice tripod, especially a good travel tripod. Another thing that Peak Design might sell. But Peak Design sells this bracket on a couple of other different mounts, and you can get a ball to attach to other systems or different solutions for bikes and motorcycles, but this mount isn't going to block MagSafe or Qi 2. In fact, Peak Design now offers a Qi 2 charger if you're into that wireless charging thing. MagSafe is pretty sticky, but on a bike, you might want something with a little more lock-in, a little extra peace of mind your phone won't go flying if you hit a pothole kind of funny. Slimline is pretty cool. It's very reassuring. But then we get to the other fun add-ons, like we can add a slimline wallet to the back of a phone that also doubles as a stand to prop your phone up. Keep a couple credit cards in there, maybe a couple bills, adds just a little hump to the back of your phone, and stays on decently well enough that you can kind of pick it up and hold the weight of the phone on those magnets. Or maybe we need something just a little bit more robust to prop up a phone. The mobile tripod is beautifully built. We've got these 3 legs that kick out, connected to a micro ball joint, and you can angle and adjust. It's all metal, very ruggedly built, and it even comes with this little key where you can adjust and tighten the action on the legs if you want them to be just a bit more stiff. Fold it all back up, it just stays on the back of your phone, ready for those situations you might want to prop up a shot or get a good selfie. A straightforward way to prop up your phone, a more photography-focused way to get the angles you might need. It really has been fun seeing magnets added to more cases because these are now compatible with a wider variety of phone cases. Peak Design doesn't make a case for any of my OnePlus phones, but the OnePlus 13 case has Qi 2 magnets built in. So with about the same grip and action, I can use the wallet and the tripod here too. The magnets are lower on the OnePlus because the charge coils are a little lower on the phone, but it doesn't impact the accessories much. We got about that same sticking action. This is staying nice and secure. What you have to be careful with are cases that have extra ridges or that have bumpers which protrude out a little bit more for protecting your phone. My Poetic case for my OnePlus 12 works really well with the wallet, even though it's kind of coming up against this bottom ridge, but the more rigid metal tripod doesn't fit this very well. But because the charging coils are a little higher on the Pixel 8a, the magnets in my Poetic case for the Pixel 8a are also a little higher, and both of these accessories are gonna clear just fine. Now, I mentioned the bottom port clearance on the Peak Design case, and there is one small gripe I have for mobile content creation, something inconsistent. This case won't always work with accessories that need to plug into the USB-C and have a fixed clearance. Specifically, I run into this with certain kinds of microphones that use a receiver hard mounted to the bottom of the phone. If you have a receiver like the Rode Wireless Go, you can find a cable that'll work. If you have a receiver that uses an arm like the DJI, Saramonic, or Boya microphones, it might not clear the case. And the only way to know is to try. The solution we might need to use instead is picking another case that you like and will clear the accessory, and then getting a universal adapter which sticks onto the case with crazy adhesive. It'll add support for Peak Design's slim mount, and it'll work with MagSafe and Qi 2 accessories also. Now, I'm not blowing anyone's mind here, right? Adding magnets to accessories is fun. There's a ton of cool stuff out there, but as a production nerd, I get pretty lit up about a good system. Go from Qi 2 to SlimLink without having to switch cases. I think that's pretty cool. And the folks at Peak Design might not love this, but they've made a system that's so flexible. I've also been playing with some Ulanzi gear, and it's not difficult getting plates and mounts that can swap between these different platforms. If there's any interest in that kind of video, what I've been using to swap back and forth, drop me a comment down below. Phones have already decimated the point and shoot camera market, and a little extra help from traditional production accessories like tripods, lights, and microphones, you can really step up the look of your mobile production. So, like I said, this video not brought to you by Peak Design. I'm just a big old fanboy who's been using their gear for years, and this is a system I really appreciate. I will, of course, have a bunch of links in the description for this video, and as I dig into this kind of gear, as I get to play with it and test it out, the folks who get to see the results of my testing and reviews first are, of course, my amazing patrons, all of the folks over on patreon.com/SomeGadgetGuy. This list of names scrolling by on your screen right now, a huge thank you from the bottom of my heart, as they are directly contributing. They are helping to keep the lights on here in the Gadget Lab, and they've also helped build a really fun tech community that I prefer spending time on instead of in other more public comments and across social media. They're basically the coolest tech pals in the universe, so I hope you'll check them out. Now, you know where you can find me across the rest of the internet at SomeGadgetGuy. Basically everywhere, but these days I'm trying to spend a bit more time on the Mastodons, a little on the Blueskis, and a lot less so on the Facebooks and the Instagrams and the Threads, and not at all on that dumpster fire site, and I will catch you all on the next video.